Om Tat Sat. My humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman, to my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, to the Divine Mother, and all sages and saints, and to each of you, divine soul, watching today's satsang. Today, we are covering the mysticism of Devi Mahatmya, a holy scripture, worship of God as mother aspect. Commentaries by my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let's get started. Today we are covering the mystic implication of the prayer that we had covered yesterday, that all the devatas had offered to the Devi. The prayers offered by the gods explicitly describe the glory of the goddess and her nature. The mother goddess is all that is, the truth, the essence of the entire creation. Therefore, we call it Mother Nature. We have described how the demons Madhu and Kaitaba represent Mala and gross impurities in gross form, and how they were destroyed by the goddess through Lord Vishnu. With the destruction of Mala, gross impurities, the Kundalini pierced the Manipura chakra, and Brahma Granthi, the knot of Brahma characterized by karma, was destroyed. In the second stage of spiritual development, the aspirant was confronted with the subtle obstacles in the form of Kama Granthi, or knots of desire. Mahishasura, the demon presiding over Rajas or outgoing energy, with his various forms of distraction, veiling, subtle principles of inner vices, were killed by the goddess. We had covered the mystical implication of this as well. Thus, the Vishnu Granthi, or characterized by desire or kama, located in the Anahata chakra or the heart center, was pierced by the ascending Kundalini and opened up. Gods rejoiced when the Devi attained victory over Mahishasura. Victory in this stage helps one into entering the higher planes of consciousness, revealed to spiritual aspirants when the Kundalini proceeds to the Vishuddhi chakra located at the throat, and to the Agya chakra located between the eyebrows. So while if the Kundalini Shakti is at the navel level or below, we are very much rooted in the world. And once the Kundalini rises, we start to feel expansion and feel better. But once the Kama Granthi is destroyed, all kinds of vistas open up, and we start to see divinity, and we start to feel very peaceful and more elevated. That is the meaning of this after the destruction of Mahishasura. So Rajas is no more able to control you and externalize the mind. So obviously we experience peace and tranquility as a result, which we all know how hard it is in these days to find peace and tranquility. But that becomes the stable state of a spiritual aspirant. Raja Yoga speaks of Sananda Samadhi, the Samadhi or super consciousness characterized by blissfulness. So different aspects of Sanatana Dharma are covering these growth stages through Kundalini Shakti, through integral yoga, through yoga, Patanjali's meditation processes, and so on. But it's all the same thing. It's all expansion of consciousness within our hearts. In this stage, sattva or purity abounds in the mind, and there is joy for having conquered all the disturbing elements proceeding from the lower self. So it's the battle between the lower self and the higher self. The bliss of self reflects placidly in the heart. This phase of spiritual attainment has been esoterically symbolized in the joyous state of the gods as they offer their prayers to the Devi. So obviously they are in an ecstatic, very spiritual stage because they have identified their true nature. The positive elements in a person blossom forth with the destruction of kama or desire. So as soon as desire goes away, we start to feel more relaxed, more blissful. Cheerfulness, friendliness towards all, compassion, non-violence, and many other divine virtues bloom in one's personality. And that is the grace of the Devi once we are walking on this holy path in a sincere way. The stage of intense struggle gives rise to the advent of spiritual prosperity and calm relaxation. This is the grace of Goddess Lakshmi. After Goddess Durga has destroyed the obstacles of gross form, Goddess Lakshmi adorns the aspirant with the ornaments of divine virtues. She sits on a lotus and she is giving us wealth in diverse ways and granting us prosperity of a material as well as spiritual nature. So we are comfortable in this world and we are also evolving spiritually. Destruction of karma is the secret key to unlock the boundless treasures that lie hidden in one's soul. So that is the challenge. Karma feels very alluring from an outside perspective, but once we start restricting it and going within, we are able to unlock that master key that gives us the vistas of bliss and happiness. So mantras for the propitiation of Mahalakshmi Devi, we'll chant 3 times. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Ay Namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Ay Namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Ay Namaha. Another mantra 3 times. Om Shreem Hreem Kleem Aim Kamalvasinyai Namaha. 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 So I hope you're enjoying these short satsangs, and may we continue to walk on this holy path and seek the blessings of the Divine Mother. Om Tat Sat.